Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the International 4 North American Hub. We're going to be casting some Mars TV Dota 2 action. This is kind of a last, I don't know if the league's been planned last minute, but it certainly was announced to us last minute here. It's every Chinese team that's going to the International 4. Your 4 direct invites, DK, Vici Gaming, Newbee, Invictus Gaming, the 1 qualified team, LGD, and then the 1 wildcard team, CIS. So these 6 teams play a big old round robin today, and then tomorrow we've got playoffs. So it's 2 days. I believe 150,000 RMB, which is around, what is it, like 25,000 US dollars, Brian? Something like that. Might be a little off my conversions. But anyway, Fear, thanks for being here.
Of course.
You didn't even realize you were casting until like an hour ago?
I didn't know until like an hour ago, but they're great games, so I'm happy to cast them.
Well, the first one we have coming up for you guys is going to be Newbee versus Vici Gaming. All matches today are best of 1. And as the draft gets underway, guys, I do want to let you know we have 2 streams going. There's 2 games simultaneously until the final time slot. The other game for the first round is IG versus LGD China. Mott and Zyori will be casting that over at twitch.tv/BeyondTheSummit2. But with that being said, draft is underway. Let's get into it. So, Fear, we get some top teams. A nice change of pace from some of the earlier rounds of the qualifiers. So, Curious to see if these teams are on their A game. They have had a few days off from playing regularly, at least in official matches. I don't expect them to be too sloppy, but hey, you never know.
Yeah, and looking at the draft right away, Brewmaster, as usual. I'm different. I'm curious to see what the difference is in the drafts. We're going to have the qualifier games that we just saw from China. They seem to pick a lot of Centaur, a lot of Sand King within the first phases, but we're going to have something a little different coming out of both of these teams. And these are both directly invited. They weren't in the qualifiers at all. And we have your Nature's Prophet and your Brewmaster picked up. Brewmaster, not too unusual in the first phase, but Nature's Prophet, that's a little surprising for the first phase for me.
Yeah, this is, if anything, I'd expect Vici Gaming to have picked it up in the first phase. They love to run that for ROTK. As for the Nature's Prophet, I would say generally it's been a Xiao 8 offlaner, but I believe they have run it solo mid once in a while, but that's not very common. So I don't expect to see that this game. And, well, with that being said, quick history on these 2 teams. The last time they faced was in the Summit Asia Grand Finals. I believe that was a best of 5, and Vici Gaming actually took it 3-1. So they dropped, I believe, the second game. They took the other 3, so it was a pretty convincing victory. And before that, they actually faced in the Summit Asia winner bracket finals, and Newbee took it 2-0. So past 6 games, I believe these teams are 3-3 versus each other. And indeed, at least in this patch, that's the overall record we get here.
All right, and we're going to have a Dragonite Ancient Apparition, pretty strong combination. I've been noticing as well, a lot of the Chinese Ancient Apparitions have been leveling up that Cold Defeat, and Dragonite's a good lockdown, so you get a guaranteed Cold Defeat proc on top of that. And going back to that Nature's Prophet, Xiao Wei, as you said, he used to be really famous for his Nature's Prophet.
Especially at TI2. He would go offlane Prophet, and he'd have like an 8-minute mech, often find solo kills. That was back in the days when a lot of teams would go aggressive trialing, so you'd get a true 1v1 matchup, but Xiao 8 has not been quite as impressive lately. I don't know if marriage is getting to him, but we'll see if he can step it up here. It's a good time to start doing it, as TI4 is looming.
Indeed it is. And we're going to have our standard bans here. It looks like Luna's going to be the ban for Vici Gaming. Both teams are taking their time, it looks like, to go through the drafting here. Morphling, just some hard carries being banned out, seeing that both teams have not picked any. And Vici Gaming is a team that they do run a lot of Pugna too, so I wouldn't be surprised if that gets banned out. The Dragonite Pugna combination is pretty strong.
Yeah, and they love to run the safe lane Pugna as well. You do the single pull, you get the double wave with the catapult, you push for the Reign of Basilius, you blast the tower 4 or 5 times, and tower's pretty much dead. So it's particularly strong with the way Vici runs it, and like you said, Dragonite, a great follow-up hero for that. I like this Morphling ban, though. We've seen a lot of the Chinese teams will ban it in the second phase if the other team picked Ancient Apparition, especially because that's normally one of like your ideal heroes to counter Morphling, quote-unquote. Doesn't have stuns, but prevents him from morphing.
It's really good. The only thing is you have to that A ult, or else he does nothing to the hero.
That's true. So and Morphling is fairly elusive, to be fair.
But if you hit the A ult on him, it's one of the best heroes in the game for locking down Morphling, if not the best, in my opinion. So that is a good ban as well.
As far as the Dragonite Ancient Apparition, how do you feel about, like, if you have a good start on Dragonite going Shadowblade? I know S4 has done that before for Alliance. I guess the idea is if you get a fast Shadowblade, it's like a guaranteed setup for your Ancient Apparition ult. But the downside is your 5-man is quite a bit weaker.
Right. I don't like it in Chinese Dota in particular because they 5-man so much. It's hard to find those pickoffs and get the initiation with a Shadow Blade. Especially when you see Newbee's lineup here. They have the Brewmaster and the Nature's Prophet. They have tons of 5-man potential right now. So going for that Shadow Blade could be really greedy here.
Okay. Yeah, especially against Brewmaster. It may not be the best choice. And, well, Lifestealer, the ban for Vici Gaming. There's some okay Infest vehicles here for Newbee. I'm not sure it was really a great lifestealer game. But
And it's okay with the Nature's Prophet, I suppose. You can be anywhere on the map. Dragonite's typically known as a better hero against the Lifestealer as well, especially against level 16, but his eye armor makes it so you can't burst him down. But yeah, Lifestealer, I'm not sure. I'm not the biggest fan of that hero, but China still loves it, so it's high on their priority list.
yeah, Rage, I guess he's nice against H Apparition as a support in the laning phase. If you get like a early boots, we saw First Blood can happen if you get a double damage rune and you catch him
Banking on that double damage. And then, alright, so moving on, it's like one thing I was talking about the Ancient Apparition as well against Lifestealer is Lifestealer is really good against Ancient Apparition early mid game, but late game, if you hit that blast, you can't use Feast at all,
That's
which
true.
really makes him a really bad carry in the later phases of the game.
Can you actually heal from Infest?
No, you can't heal anything. I'm pretty sure nothing can.
Because you kind of go like off the map when you infest, right?
Yeah, but I think when you pop out, that's when you get healed. I don't think it works. I'm not 100% on it, but from my knowledge, I believe you cannot.
Either way, Feast is the main
Yeah,
thing.
but you can just sit and infest until the ult goes down, then pop out as
That's
well.
true.
And we have a Gyrocopter.
Pretty
Early, right?
Yeah, I mean, Gyro to me is like a 4th or 5th pick carry
Yeah.
nowadays. Situationally strong if you want a 5-man or counter their early push, but why do you think you go Gyro so early?
I have no idea. Normally, it's like you want to secure a defensive tri-lane or something like that if you're suspecting an aggressive tri-lane. But in this case, they have a Dragonite and AA. I have no idea, to be honest with you. I don't think that hero is worth a 3rd pick at all.
Well, we'll see if it works out. As for Vici, they'll need their offlaner here. Centaur's still out there. Clockwork is out there. Actually, Darkseer is as well, so quite a few offlaners still available for them. And they'll go for a support instead. They secure the Disruptor. Static Storm makes Panda's life rough.
Yeah, it's very good against Brewmaster. It's okay against Nature's Prophet too, like in the team fights if he TPs in,
Just
you can
glimpse
just
him
glimpse
right
him back. So not too bad there. They're going to pick up the Shadow Demon with their Gyrocopter, which is a strong combination. Just disrupt them, get that Rocket Barrage off. Could be a very strong tri-lane. And that gives them the possibility of going aggressive too if they do pick something greedy off of Vici.
The one issue I have for Vici right now is they're very heavy on magic damage, unless DK gets super fat. So BKBs are going to be particularly strong against them. I would like to see them get some sort of right click here, just to balance out their damage output.
I think they have two choices in that regard. It's either they go for that Pugna pick, which isn't banned, or they go for the Naga Siren, and there you have it. They already have their 2 supports, so this looks like it's going to be a safe lane farming Naga. I almost always prefer the mid Naga, prefer the safe lane farming Naga.
Just for the quick levels?
I mean, you get the fast levels, and I feel like you farm faster in mid anyways, just because of the bottle growing. And you can be more useful. You can just put your illusions around the map and spam Riptide. Where in safe lane, you're very limited on how many Riptides you can really use.
Even denying runes, scouting for
Right.
ganks, it's a bit easier from the mid lane position.
It's still good on safe lane. It is really strong. It's really hard to tri-lane into as well. So if they wanted to go aggressive tri-lane against Nog, it's going to be really hard now. You know, can snare into the cold feet and then chilling ice. What is it? Chilling touch? Yeah, that would be very hard.
Chilling
to aggress
touch, ice
into.
vortex.
Yeah,
Game of casting is hard, man.
it is. I just call them.
It's the Q, right? It's the Q.
It's the
E.
Q, W, E, and R's. Yes, that's pretty much what I call them by. But anyways, Naga's an interesting pick here. It's not too bad. A lot of people find Gyro as an acceptable carry against Naga. It's not the greatest, but it does have AoE to burst down illusions. But the problem is a good Naga player will always split them, and they'll never be in the same lane. So Gyro's okay. So if they do get in a situation where they can force the issue and can push down a lane, that's when he really will excel as a hero.
I do like this Darkseer ban. He works very well with Disruptor. Vacuum them into the kinetic field, you
Right.
drop the Static Storm, and that sets up an Ice Blast as well. So, Newbee, not the best lockdown for a Darkseer. They have Shadow Demon. They would need another hero with some disable if they really want to secure kills on him. And he's Radiant, so he'll have an easy time anyway. Instead, they'll go a bit greedy here. They go for the Enigma pick, and looking at Vici Gaming supports, not very good roaming supports. They'll just want to get levels, so I guess Newbee can get away with this greed.
Yeah, it'll be greedy in the sense that I can get a lot of levels and farm on that Enigma, but the effectiveness of Black Hole is... I don't know how he's going to get one off before BKB, if he will. And even when he gets to BKB, there will be Ensnare there too. So, but before that, I don't know if he can get a hole off with Disruptor, Static Storm off, Dragonite's Stun, and the Song of the Siren too. It's going to be very hard to hit a Black Hole here. And basically, Vici Gaming has secured late game with this.
Newbee will probably need triple BKB if they want to take this in the mid game. Like once Naga has their ultimate, Disruptor's level 6, they'll want Brew BKB, Gyro BKB, and I would say probably Enigma as well. So
Wow, that's an Elder Titan pickup. Vici's late game is actually ridiculous at this point.
Well,
It's so ridiculous. Dragonite, Naga Siren, Elder Titan, and they basically only have this gyro. And I suppose Nature's Prophet can go in the late game, but he's always kind of mediocre for me going to that ultra late game phase.
I feel like Newbee want to get the fast mech up on Banana, start taking towers. Maybe he goes early Blink or BKB, but whatever item he goes for, it's like that, what would you say, 10 to 25 minute mark where they really want to make hay, take a lot of tier 1s, try and secure Roche. They can do Roche pretty early with Prophet Enigma, so that's something that Vici will have to be worried about, but Vici are pretty good at scouting it. They've got the Ancient Apparition ult, they've got Naga Illusions to walk in, the Elder Titan Spirit, so Sneaky Roche might not be the easiest.
Yeah, Newbee's lineup is good. They can just push. They need to put on a lot of pressure early, basically. And Vici Gaming just has to stall for as long as they can for that Naga to get online and then start the split push game. That's probably why they took the Elder Titan. They realized their counter push was a little weak because Ancient Apparition and Disruptor, fairly weak heroes for defending your towers. They don't have any spam whatsoever. But with the Elder Titan there and the Dragonite, they should be able to spam out the lanes pretty easily and defend their towers. So, looking at our laning phase, I guess you can introduce the teams.
Yeah, let's go ahead and introduce it, guys. If there is still an echo issue, we are working on it, so I do apologize for that. But in the meantime, we'll go ahead and we'll start with Vici Gaming here. It's our very first best of one. There's going to be a total of 15. We'll be casting 12 of them. The 3 that we won't cast overlap with the International 4 Europe qualifiers, which do kick off in about 5 hours. But yeah, with that being said, starting with Vici Gaming, we've got Sylar playing your safe lane, farming Naga. The other 4 of Vici grouped up, headed towards the top rune. FY will be handling that Disruptor. Behind him is Super on his Dragonite, Fenrir on the Ancient Apparition, and that will leave in the rear ROTK Sama as the Elder Titan.
The Sama, huh?
Yeah, I give him the Sama. You may not agree. And on the dire side now, we have Xiaowei as the offlane Nature's Prophet. It will put Mu onto the solo mid Brewmaster. Heading towards the top lane will be Sangsheng on the Shadow Demon, Banana on the Enigma, and last but certainly not least will be Hao on the Gyrocopter.
And pretty much everyone's playing what you would expect from them. Xiaowei, actually, yeah, Xiaowei is playing on that Nature's Prophet, so pretty much everything as expected. Still on me? All right.
I believe so.
Sounds good. Let's see. Do they have sentry wards? Right,
sorry, guys. We are just trying to work out the echo issue here, so if we're a little distracted, that's why.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna get my hands dirty. So Fear. Good luck.
All right. Keep going in. All right. I can just give a little analysis of what I think is going to be going on. It looks like they're going to 5-man the enemy jungle. They do have some sentry wards on the Disruptor here. They're probably going to want to go ward out over here. A good ward spot will be up in this area right there. If you can ward that, it's very hard to get there and de-ward that. So if you can get in there and get some wards and punish the Enigma, that'd be very strong for them. So I'm expecting them to be going up there for that early 5-man. But it'll be very dangerous for them as well, as Newbee does have a lot of heroes that could punish them, as with this Gyrocopter, Shadow Demon combo, and Panda. So if they do go there, they have to be very careful, as they could get picked off very easily. And on the offlane, Xiaowei will be playing against the Naga, so lanes are going to be pretty difficult, actually, for Vici Gaming at this point. Panda's going to have a relatively easy time against this Dragonite in the middle lane. Both of them probably going for, oh, that's a Stout Shield build. A little unusual, but it's going to be good against Dragonite. He can get a lot of right clicks off. And on top lane, we're going to have an Elder Titan going against... He's going to have to be very careful on top lane. This Elder Titan can get completely crushed in this lane, so they're going to lose that lane on top of it. The only good thing they have going for them is this Naga lane should do fairly well against the Nature's Prophet, but they're losing experience at the same time with this Enigma jungling. So early laning phase, I definitely give it to Vici Gaming. And it looks like we're going to be resuming once again.
All right, guys. Hopefully the echo should be fixed. Fire LD is the message of the day. But with that being said, Vici Gaming are on the move, and they will be scouted out here by a Treant Protector. Newbee defending their own jungle. Yeah. Fear, apologies if I missed your analysis. I was pressing buttons.
I was just saying they need to be careful if they want to ward this, because they do have like the Panda, Gyro, and Shadow Demon combo. I think they have stronger level 1. Newbee does. So Vici Gaming has to be careful if they want to get in there and ward Enigma's jungle. Okay. And it looks like they're not going to be able to do it at all. That's
a pretty big deal for an Enigma early on, and there are certain ward spots, like you mentioned, I think where we cast a few times ago. There's that one ward spot right near the big camp, near the mid lane on the hill, where you actually can't de-ward it.
Yeah, I circled it way up in there.
If you ward right there, it's like impossible to de-ward unless you have like Bat Rider or something.
Yeah, like Flying Vision or pro, which you can't really make until 3 minutes. So
yeah, not sure if Vici would have dropped that one, but it's something you don't want to have to deal with as an Enigma.
And I just basically, I said, I give Newbee the early game advantage here. This Titan gonna have a very hard time against the Shadow Demon and Gyro on the off lane. If he gets caught out, that's gonna be tons of damage. Enigma looks like he's gonna have total free farm in the jungle. Panda does beat Dragonite one-on-one in the mid lane. The only lane that may be losing will be this Nature's Prophet, but he'll be able to pull the wave most likely and get some experience. And he can harass the supports.
And I like this trio movement. He sends one through the lane, the other up the river, and he's gonna magic bush them if they're not here quickly, which it looks like they won't be. They're actually worried about some potential wards getting placed down, or it looks checking for trance, and they've gotten 2 camps blocked off the bat, so great offlane play by Xiao already.
Yeah, this is the old school Nature's Prophet. When you run 2 supports like this, you can screw their levels up really hard. I mean, you will yourself, you'll take a loss in experience, but it's well worth it to make both their supports get incredibly underleveled, especially this combo of Disruptor and AA, which really need their levels.
And yeah, they're both very level dependent support, so it's not like, and they don't have a jungler. They don't have anyone who's great at clearing jungle stacks right now. As the trance continue to be a pest, they'll even use the Chilling Touch here, but it's just not going to be enough damage, it looks like. In fact, both camps blocked again, so Xiao really putting the hurt on these supports. So I would say they're winning all 3 lanes, assuming they're doing well in their other matchups, which so far it looks like they are.
Yeah, it looks like it. Mid's going pretty even, but I think as you get more levels on Panda, he starts pulling ahead in this lane. He did go for that Stout Shield as well, which gives him more right-click potential on that DK just to force him out of the lane.
Do you like that rather than just getting the quick bottle and spamming clap?
I mean, he's going to get a quick bottle anyways because he went Stout Shield and got pulled tangos, so his bottle's already coming right now, and it's 1.5 minutes in, so yeah, I like it. I think it's good.
Okay. The offlane Elder Titan, it is a Radiant Elder Titan for ROTK, and we can see he's taking advantage of that a bit, easier to keep the wave back. Has him level 2.5, so actually doing quite well for himself, but there's always the threat of Banana Smoke ganks to worry about, and they have to be careful about those. We'll see Vici grouped up as 3, trying to push the tower early, but this is just going to give Xiao a lot of levels. He hits level 2, and he'll be well on his way to level 3 as well.
Yeah, he played this offlane perfectly. You can see he's still blocking the camps with his treants. He didn't ward it at all, so
that's 3 spawns he's blocked. Yeah. He's blocked both as well, it looks like.
Yeah, he blocked both. So
that's
it's really
bad.
crippling. It's really crippling. I don't think they can really use that big camp even if they stacked it with the heroes they have. So as long as they can block this pull through, they can't pull it to any other camp. And they can't farm it either. They don't have a Sand King or a Crystal Maiden or anything like that. They can just go to the jungle and farm those camps while they have nothing better to do.
And these supports are pretty weak roamers, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you do have Chilling Touch. They are 2 ranged heroes, but that's about where it ends. No real lockdown to speak of early on, and Panda's not an easy gank. He's going to be a full HP, and Super's going to be the one who's zoned out a bit, if anything. So, well, already, Newbee winning the entire laning stage so far. It is early. This could change quickly, but for now, they're off to a great start.
This is the start they needed to have, basically.
Look at this. He's still got a magic push tree. They're like, finally, we could D-ward. We can get some pulls going. Nah.
This is really hurting them. They're only level 1 and 2 on their supports, and they had to share a little bit of experience with this Naga too. And Nature's Prophet, he's gonna have level 4 after this creep wave, so this is a big deal for them.
Is there any other adjustment Vici can make? Like, do you see any other options for them here?
They don't have heroes like you said to roam, so they kind of just have to tough this out. Maybe they should push the lane out and do this smoke. They're smoking now. I was gonna say maybe just have Naga turn on. Oh, she didn't get a Basti, but just push this lane out as fast as she can and just smoke behind the tower and try to force him out of the lane because you're no longer gonna get creep pulls off. They don't have the heroes to kill these treants.
And now it's 3 treants.
Yeah, and they're just sitting here smoked, just watching. Like they're just leeching lane experience of all smoked. All this is doing is maybe putting some pressure on mid, thinking he's getting ganked, but he's still going to sit there and get experience. He's not too afraid of dying.
And he's in position where if they try to backstab him, he'll reveal the smoke. He's actually sitting at the top of the ramp right now, so it's like, for at least the laning stage, it feels like checkmate.
Yeah, I mean, the only saving grace Vici Gaming has, due to the nature of their lineup, is if this game does go long and they do get their levels and farm and can turn it out long enough, they do have the late game advantage in my opinion.
And they're a good comeback lineup. Pushing into Ancient Apparition Ult with the Elder Titan Spirit there, even if it's a level 1 Ancient Apparition Ult, he gets it late. That's still a metric ton of damage.
He just needs.
They're wrapping around here. Bottom lane though, it looks like the nets come out. They finally found Xiao. Is this the blunder for him? It looks like it is. He gets glimpsed back in at long last. Vici Gaming strike gold, and that instantly gets all their supports nearly up to level 3. So hey, he's had a great start, and now Vici take it right back the other direction.
Yeah, I think to just more reiterate on what we're talking about is we take a quick look at like the experience in particular and the gold graph, you can just see the efficiency of like what Zhao 8 has been doing and how it's been affecting this game. And they have a free farming jungler at the same time, so like they're really pulling ahead. Like that one death was a little bit of a blunder, as you said, but they're still going to be really far ahead in experience this game, just the way how they chose to lane it.
And it's the jungle Enigma as well. He will farm very quickly. Has already hit level 5, which is if you get the right spawns, you can hit level 6 by this point, but he's still off to a fantastic start, and now they can threaten for some ganks. They're going to rotate up the river, and they'll head towards the top lane, and it looks
there's no
like
wards to see that.
RTK's in trouble. They're going to smoke.
What the hell?
Well, okay.
That's a fake back.
Well,
that's actually smart.
Meanwhile, bottom lane looks like they are diving the Nature's Prophet. He may go down here. Xiao 8, one more right click. They can't get the kill, and now there'll be a TP in. Hal's going to turn this one around. Easy double kill coming his way. Early rotation from Hal. No, maybe not. Oh, the salve saves him in the end. Nice play by Sylar, and while that's happening mid lane, they have gone in. They found Super with the Panda ult, so Newbee strike back with a vengeance. They get 2 kills. Looks like they won't get a tower off of this, though.
Yeah, they probably won't get a tower off it. They did have to use the Panda ult as well, and there was no black hole, so they didn't use that either. But coming out far ahead in that engagement, they didn't end up losing their Nature's Prophet there, which is kind of a big deal. And then the good rotation from, I think it was Hao, who TP'd down there and almost got a double kill. It was so close.
He has 40 CS to the Naga, who's got 31, and Hao TP'd out of the lane.
Yeah.
That's impressive, and it's a bit of a concern here for Vici, who feel reliant on the Naga to stall the game and eventually carry it with a Radiance. Like, you mentioned how good their late game is, but that does come on the back of an Ultra Farm Naga. She's still doing well, but it's interesting that how Mood's managed to stay ahead for now.
Yeah, she's doing okay. The one person we haven't been talking about too much is ROTK. He's doing really well. He's almost level 6 at this stage of the game, and once he gets his ultimate up, that could be very big for them while defending these towers if he can cast it out of range once they want to group up. So he's going to be the hero to look for, I feel like, once they start grouping up and going for these pushes.
Yeah, I imagine we'll see the Enigma go for another rotation soon once he has his level 6. That's often when you see Enigma's move, but in fact, he has gone and dropped an Observer Ward. He does ward off the Ancients here for Vici Gaming. They're not really the best at killing Ancients, though. Not until Dragon Knight gets his level 2 ult, or Naga gets very farmed.
Yeah, I mean, they're not going to do it anytime soon, so I guess they just wanted to make sure they can't stack it while they're doing nothing else with their time. Looks like they're going to go on mid, but do they have the damage for this?
It was quite tanky. In fact, he just casually turns around. He'll drop a clap here as well, and, well, he's walked into the Cold Feet, but he doesn't give a hoot.
Yeah, like their supports are just so low level right now. I mean, if they had level 6 on the Disruptor, they're like, sure, maybe you can kill him, or even level 6 on AA, but they're both sitting at level 3 right now, and we're 7.5 minutes in this game. They're really far behind.
Well, as we head towards the mid-game, Vici Gaming, they need their level 6 on their supports. As for Newbee, what are the key objectives for them, Fear? Like, what should they be looking to get, and then what do they do with it?
I think they're mainly looking for the mech on top of that Enigma, and then just go take some towers. But they should be able to realize right now that their supports are pretty much worthless on VG right now. So if they do want to go 5-man, I think they can go take tier 1 towers right now if they wanted to. So it's a matter of like when they feel like they're strong enough to take tier 1s, and then they're just going to go for it.
Yeah, it looks like Panda ult has cooled down. He's a bit short on mana for now, but he's almost got Blink Dagger, so maybe that's what they wait for. The mech and the Blink, and then they go. Although, who needs a Blink when you've got a haste?
Yeah.
He's strutting up mid, and honestly, if he wants, he can just ult and solo kill FY under tower. But ideally, they want to use the Panda ult, I think, with the mech to take towers, not just get kills.
Right, and I think it's really important for them that they do take these towers early, because right now you can see the Enigma and the Nature's Prophet are both choked up in the jungle, and it's not very efficient when you have both of them farming the jungle, when either of them can every minute can clear these 3 camps by themselves. So preferably the best tower they can take right now will be the bottom tier 1. That'll open up this enemy jungle where they can just both farm there.
Yeah, Prophet can farm that, Enigma can farm it. They can use their summons to do it if they're worried about getting ganked, and well, they will rotate top for now. The Elder Titan Spirit trying to slow down this push, and here comes the rotation from Newbee. 2 heroes packed up together, and I don't think we have a Panda Blink just yet, but Mood feeling like he doesn't need it. He's got Disruption to set this one up. Ancient Apparition, not yet level 6. No, it's just an Elder Titan Spirit. Lots of dots on the map. And well, they're going to rotate in top. They're backstabbing the tower. Nobody from Vici getting caught here yet. In fact, their positioning is quite solid, but if they walk up to that tier 1, that is a very easy tower kill. And this is somewhat obvious as the creeps are dying mid and nobody's farming them for the Dire. So still, they're getting an early tier 1 and they're not giving anything up. And there's your blink.
Radiant's top
Yep.
tower
The
has
one thing that's a
fallen.
little surprising is this Enigma's pretty far away from mech, considering he did have free farm in the jungle.
He's
like,
been
not even-
checking runes. He went for that walk up the ramp, then smoke and go the other
Yeah.
direction. He hasn't been farming as much as he could have.
Yeah, they're gonna go for a tier 1 tower trade regardless. I remember a lot of these players have like signature heroes right now. Banana used to be really famous. Anyways, looks like we're gonna be going to hold that thought.
There's a clap bottom lane, then a black hole as well, and Sylar will be caught and picked off. The Panda's here. How good's the micro? He gets the Cyclone off, and then moves the other Pandas their own way. He'll move them back in. They'll go for the surround. The spell comes through. The Boulder Toss will connect, and while fighting from the high ground is Fenrir, just plinky away at Sunshine. Self-disrupts, tries to dodge this cold feed, and he will manage to do so. Now Super caught in the Sprout, and will fall as well. Naga going down there. Didn't use Son, and on that note, Gyro says, hey, time for Hal to pick up a Midas.
Yeah, there was a little bit of, it was totally worth it for them, but if the Dragon Knight would have got away, that would not have been worth using both those ultimates for him. Like, the one thing to mention is, like, I believe they used the Panda ult early because it does go through Song. So even if she does pop that Song, you can still get the kill with the Panda, and then the Enigma's like, I don't want her to get that Song off regardless, and secures the black hole. But really good fight for Newbee. They ended up getting both of the core heroes, and it was well worth the 2 ultimates.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Sylar's got to rotate top. He is up to 1,500 gold, so keeping up okay with this Gyro for now, but every kill on him delaying the Radiance means that there's a chance to, nice blink out by Moo. Quick reactions there, and every time they kill the Naga, it's a chance for this Midas Gyro to actually stay up on par with her as the game goes later and later. So I would like to see them transition to tower pushes on the back of their ultimates, though. That's the one concern, is they do take a fight at their own tier 1, and the Panda ult's down. They can't actually take towers and objectives after using the ults.
Yeah, but until they get level 6 on AA, which looks like he is approaching it, Disruptor, they're both at 5, or at 11 minutes in. I think until both those heroes get level 6, I think they get free tier 1s regardless of those ultimates being up. And Panda's ultimate isn't that long of a cooldown, it'll be up in 40 seconds.
Well, Panda ult up in 40 seconds like you mentioned, and for now, Newbee grouping up 3 in the bottom lane. They are smoked here with 2 on top of Xiao 8. How obvious is this? Not particularly. There are some Radiant wards near the mid, and in fact, they have rotated 3 heroes there, perhaps worried about a go at the tier 1, but in fact, the pressure's mounting bottom, where Fenrir is in grave danger of being caught. He's been spotted out, but they've already got Purge. That's got the long range they need to get in nice and close to Fenrir. They'll summon some Eidolons, Prophet ult connects, and they will get an easy kill, and Vici in no position to defend this. Looks like they will be forced to go for a trade.
If they can get it, yeah, but what are they going to trade right now? Maybe mid, Dragon Knight does he have his ult up? And yeah, he's going to pressure this a little bit.
But there's got to be a Panda ult very soon.
Yeah,
in fact,
Panda's
Moo's
up
got it.
now. Yeah, he's going to defend mid right now. They should be able
Top
to hold
lane,
this.
meanwhile, looks like there will be a go on Sylar. The ult's been forced out, which means if they now rotate into mid, they can go with a Panda ult and I think soon a black hole in like 20, 30 seconds. And
Yeah, 47 seconds.
okay, still ways off. But Vici will have nothing to defend for the next 3 minutes.
They do have the mech on Enigma too whenever he wants to bring it to him, so that's probably an item they've definitely been waiting for. It's kind of slow, to be honest with you, considering it was a free farm Enigma, as I was mentioning, but it is up now, and that's going to be a huge item for them.
And yeah, the mech's ready. Newbee the one thing they are lacking is Gyro with items to fight, but the right house farming, he'll have them within the next, I'd say if he wants to go BKB rush, he'll have that soon. If he wants to go greedier for a Dominator, he's already got it, so he can come online within the next 5-8 minutes, and probably Naga's just finishing her Radiance around that time.
Yeah, Hal actually went back for a Midas after completing a Magic Wand, Phase Boots, and a Bracer.
Yeah, he went.
Really
I think he's had it for.
He's had it for since like 9 minutes
4
or so.
5 minutes. Yeah,
I think
like
it's still good timing, but it's a little strange. You don't see that too often, getting that many items before a Midas.
Yeah, I guess he was like, well, I want to fight. We don't want to take the slate against the Naga, but then they kept on winning. So he's like, okay, you know what? We can punish them for having a bad early game by just trying to get farther ahead.
Yeah, they do have the double Midas now too, so that's gonna help them a lot going into the late game. They realize that this is Vici Gaming wants to take this late game, and they want to be prepared for that. So they are running double Midas on the Nature's Prophet and on the Gyrocopter, and they still have a big advantage in the mid game too. So with those double Midases, if they can still get all these tier 1, tier 2 towers, they're gonna have a significant lead.
And if they get BKBs, Vici have almost no damage until Naga and DK get farmed, which is not going to happen for quite a long time. So they want to go for a mid-game timing with triple BKB. They certainly can. Seems Moo will be smoked up here, hasted as well, and looking for the wraparound. Still no Naga Song of the Siren. That will be on cooldown for some time yet, and with no Naga Song, they can easily face rush this tower and clean up Vici. But Vici are playing back. They sense something's up. They're light on vision here and playing it safe. Moo will go in anyway, though. He still finds Super. He gets off the ult. Super too slow to react with the Dragon Tail, and now he's in trouble. The Panda cycloning another while they bring down Super first. They have isolated Disruptor. They'll go for him next. 5 heroes converging. Easy kill on FY. Inch Apparitional will fly, and it connects on 2 with the Static Storm. It might be a great turnaround here. The Prophet's dropping low. I think he's going to fall as well. He will shatter. 2 kills. How forced to back off, and with a Dragon Knight buyback, they really want to turn this, but Banana unloads with the ultimate, catches out another 2. Banana's gonna get at least 1 more kill. Super will fall. That's 3 dead. That's a dieback from the DK, and How looking to make it a full 6-man wipe. How on the chase with the Drunken Haze slowing him down. ROTK will fall as well. Newbee just running a freight train right through Vici Gaming Town.
Ouch. Like, they lost the Dragon Knight twice there, and I was about to say before that fight even started, this Dragon Knight is thin. We're 15 minutes in. He has treads, bottle, and a bracer, and that's it. Nothing else. 400 gold on top of that. And he, basically that's because he died there, but before that he was already looking thin, so this Dragon Knight is almost out of the game at this point.
That teamfight recap is brutal.
It was nasty. Like, it was so nasty. It was a 6-man wipe, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anyone else rebought out of that. They did manage to kill 2 of them because of the great ultimates from the AA and the Disruptor, but they needed those ults like so much earlier than what they had them. If they could have taken these earlier team fights and not get into this position, maybe they could have won a couple team fights, but yeah, I don't know. Really tough situation for Vici Gaming now after that fight.
The laning stage just went so incredibly well for Newbee that Vici were just going to be up against it from the word go. Like, those supports you mentioned needing the ult sooner, they didn't even play poorly given the matchup. They can't kill Trance quickly enough. And Xiao he had the timings right as far as when he summoned them, he moved them around effectively, and there's just nothing they could do when he played it right as the Prophet.
Well, I feel like they should have been able to kill the first wave with Chilling Touch. If they put Chilling Touch on both of them and they were expecting that to come, they probably could have killed those first 2 Treants and not been in that situation. But they were completely unaware of it. And the 2 Treants got past them, and that other one, like we saw, it was just chilling there, and they didn't even see it until it was too late.
Yeah.
And that was a big part of how this game was shaped out.
He was very crafty with how he sent them in.
Right.
He'd send some from the lane, some up the river, and kind of draw their attention to the ones coming up the lane before he moved the ones up the river, but yeah, end of the day, not getting those Treants down off the bat put them in a very bad situation.
It's just like old school play. There used to be like Prophet every single game. It was like, was that TI2?
TI3 actually. That's
TI3?
where Bulldog. Bulldog.
Right,
I think had the. Alliance would stack the jungle for him, and they would block the first 2 camps because the spawns are only 30 seconds apart, so it's the most efficient time to do it. And then they'd already have 2 or 3 stacks in the jungle, and they'd just bring them low with like. Keeper of the Light would illuminate a few times, and then he'd get all the last hits. He'd have like a 5-minute Midas, and yeah, that was your Alliance Dota back then.
So based on my point is, it feels like teams are forgetting how to play against that Nature's Prophet offlane, picking weak heroes against it. That was a second pick, Nature's Prophet, so they had to have known it was coming. And they just didn't draft the right heroes against it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, generally in that situation, you'd love to just have a jungler or someone who can use the woods. So Prophet cannot block all the camps. It's only really those 2 he can get to, so. Well, Fear to Vici have a shot now. They do get the relic on the Naga, and she's still somewhat at least in the discussion for net worth, but barely. And
but for Naga, she's super underfarmed though.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not gonna get it.
Oh, he goes for the courier snipe. Can you imagine killing the courier with relic? That is like insta GG.
Yeah, that'd be the nail in the coffin here for sure. And at this point, they realize they can't even defend these towers. Like, you're going for that relic rush on Naga. She basically does nothing right now. Naga with a relic is not scary at all. Once she gets the Radiance up, it's kind of scary. Then you have this Dragon Knight who is incredibly underfarmed too. They just can't defend anything.
Yeah, and the thing is, if Newbee want, they can either get triple BKB or someone can pick up a pipe, and even Shadow Demon will get some HP items potentially, or a Force Staff. So the Naga kills won't be easy. Already see your Panda Ags has come online. We're only 18 minutes in. He's got Blink, Ags, Boots. He's ahead of the Naga in net worth, and a lot of that goes back to these towers. They've only given up a single one. They've taken down 4 in exchange. Newbee are feeling confident now. Vici, figuring they're probably going Roche. Looks like they will try to go for the split push, but I think they're going to be too slow on this. And if Newbee want to defend top, they certainly can.
Yeah, Howell's TP is on cooldown, so he will not be able to get there for 15 more seconds, but looks like they're just going to concede it. It doesn't look defendable.
They did glyph. But here comes the TP. Looks like they've changed their mind, and now they want to fight. Banana's the first one in. Then following him up will be the Panda, who's got an Ags. Oh, he's actually canceled it.
Yeah, it was way too late to defend that. They just kind of wasted their time there.
Yeah, he would if he gets Dragon Tail
the
there.
glimpse on top lane.
Oh, they have pulled back in the Enigma. Is there any follow-up for this? Panda can't get here quickly. They'll give up Banana. Newbee a little bit hesitant about defending that tower, then decide to go for it, then change their mind, and, well, giving up a kill they didn't need to, Fear.
Yeah, it's really hard to, like, play against a Disruptor just to TP to defend your towers. You can't really do that. You have to be there and ready. Otherwise, he's just going to send one of you back, or if you do TP in and like, oh, maybe this wasn't a good idea, you see what happened to Enigma, he just gives up a free kill there.
Yeah, I guess the ideal way is to go to the tier 2, but that takes time, and they didn't have it. ROTK gets caught out mid and moves here with the crit. He gets the one off, he gets the second off, and ROTK's got nowhere to go but back to the well. Newbee, sure they give up a tier 1 top, they give up an unnecessary kill, and that does give Sylar his Radiance, but this next push is going to be very scary.
Yeah, because of how well they played early game, they have a lot of mistakes to give at this point. And the Radiance is up, and Xiaowei is getting close to his book 2 right now. Once they get a book 3 up, I'm assuming that's when they attempt to break high ground.
And that's scary for these Vici gaming heroes. Naga is going to be fairly squishy for now, and of course the supports will be. Sylar 2 minutes behind the average, and considering the number of towers they've gotten, as well as the fact that he did die earlier, his CS is fine. It's just normally when you're Naga, you've taken a few more towers and you haven't given up kills.
Yeah, for the most part with the Naga Radiance timings, is sure you can have a good timing, but when you're down like 5 towers, they're going to be so farmed that Radiance burn isn't going to do much. They're going to have their mech up, they're going to have their pipe up, they're going to get really tanky with BKBs up. The Radiance won't do much for you. So the timings can be a little deceiving. Towers mean a lot.
Yeah, and Newbee are certainly racking them up. They're going for their second to last outer tower here. This will be the 5th, and it looks like there will be no defense. HF Russian does some nice chip damage, and Sylar will go for the trade mid. Remember, Newbee used their glyph just a few moments ago top lane, so they don't have it to defend mid, and they're going to forfeit a tier 1 as a result, so that's another tower trade here for Vici. Frankly, I think that's about as good as they're going to get.
Yeah, it looks like Newbee wants to commit to this tier 3 push now. They do have the Aegis up and the book 2.
You know, one thing we didn't talk about is not only the Elder Titan aura, but it's also the Ice Vortex, which I believe has been Max first. Hold that thought, Moose jumped in, he's gone for the clap initiation, and no, actually it was a cold feet. Max, RTK gets caught, the missile's gonna connect, they're trying to song to keep him alive. Can these Brewlings bring him down in time? They'll cyclone him. That'll actually buy him time during the song, but the Panda still stands strong as the Ags has ended, and, well, as he has picked up the Ags rather, and now they find the kill in the end. ROTK will insta-buyback. This is necessary. They need to defend, but Ancient Emperor Chenault is cooled down. They do not have a static storm for now. Nagasan also unavailable, and Moo just comes racing back in, gives him the right click, crits him in the face, and Super continues to tank the crits. This Dragon Knight doesn't feel tanky. Still, the Black Hole's there. It only finds one, but an insta-glimpse from FY is going to cancel it. Beautiful reactions on the Disruptor. Moo blinking, but has he gone in too deep for this? Ancient Emperor Chenault will shatter the Aegis, and Moo's fighting his way out, but he gets caught in the kinetic field. Have they overextended? It looks like they have. They've lost 2. They've lost the Aegis. Now they're forced to run. And Vici defend with, I believe, only an Elder Titan buyback. And in fact, they get more. They get a 3rd kill. The BKB is forced out from Hal. He drops the ult. He goes for a TP out. Naga back at the well. Tries to come in for a net, but is a bit too late.
That was just a huge overextension there. The first Panda ult, he went in, he got a kill on ROTK. They got the rebuy, they used pretty much everything. That was pretty much the word to back up, I feel. But they went back in again and overextended, and they paid for it majorly. They lost the BKB charge, Aegis on the Gyro, and the 3 other heroes on Newbee. So,
and they were so close to their next items. Gyro almost hit MKB. I believe, yeah, you've seen Nature's Prophet up to 1,200 gold, so he could pick something up. Panda could work towards the BKB of his own, and Enigma, well, with that death there, his BKB is a long ways off, so... Oh, actually, he already had the recipe, so imagine if Enigma had a BKB there. He could have gotten a full hull off on the Naga. Naga would have died and either been forced to buy back, or they would have just lost the tower at that point.
Yeah, he basically only needs to hit Naga. Well, I guess in theory he needs to hit Titan too, because the Earth Splitter does cancel the Black Hole.
I think it had already been used by that point.
Yeah, but once he gets a BKB, it's relatively easy for him to get a Black Hole off. He just needs to wait for that Earth Splitter and then just go straight on the Naga, and that's it. And if anyone else gets caught in it, that's kind of like a bonus there. So a little bit of overextension there, and I've been seeing that a lot from the Chinese teams, like especially throughout the qualifiers, like teams going up into the high ground and like having a huge advantage and just throwing it away. So they got to be a little more careful on how they choose to take these fights.
Generally, Chinese teams are known for being very good at defending high ground, but, I mean, this is Newbee. Xiao is one of their key players, and he's normally one of the most patient and disciplined leaders in the scene, but Newbee they didn't have any clear calls that fight. It felt like no one was saying, guys, we need to back. They still thought they could take it, and they just overestimated their power, and now you see the effect. It's not even that they win the fight, it's the way the lanes are after that. There's Naga illusions infesting mid, they're pushing in the top lane. Just a few moments ago, Sylar was farming the enemy jungle, and they get a lot more space for their team. They actually get some opportunities to deward, and, well, Newbies, do they wait for the next Aegis at this point? What do you think their play is now?
Most likely they do wait for the next Aegis. I'm not sure it's that's probably the best play, yeah. But I was saying in general, just Chinese teams, I hardly see them try to break high ground without an Aegis, just for that safe play. But it's going to be harder to group up now. This Naga finished her Boots of Travel, so she's just going to do what she does. Just push lanes out, TP to the next lane, and just keep the lane split pushed at all times. And Dragonite, what does he have flying out to him? That's a full BKB. So this next fight for them is actually going to be, I want to say, like twice as hard to push into the base of Vici Gaming now.
They will have some more key items on Newbee. They will have the Enigma BKB. Hal's going to pick up an MKB. I believe they're working towards a pipe as well on somebody. Saw two.
It's not on anyone right now, but we can check the courier. No, there's going to be no pipe on Newbee.
Okay, so it's just a Vlad's then, and a, yeah? Vlad's against Ancient Apparition. I guess it does give you the armor, but...
It's good for Panda's ult as well. And it's good for the trench and
it's also just an item that says, like, we want to end the game very soon.
They just basically want to push, and they're not going to wait for that next Aegis. I do like that call.
Well, if this doesn't work, they are up against it. They don't even have the Enigma BKB, and like you said, it's going to be a lot harder the second time around as we see the Necro Minions quickly be dealt with. That Stomp caught 4 is their follow-up. Vici, much more content to just wait on the high ground patiently. Sanction, has he used the Disruption yet?
They have Glyph up in 10 seconds. I think that's what they're waiting for.
They'll go for
and a haste on DK, by the way.
That's a bit scary. What's that on the... still the BKB, not ready yet. Oh, they're going to go for it. Once more under the breach, and it'll be the summons that look to bring this tower down. Can't do it quite yet. The haste to DK's charging in. And he gets purged. Haste removed. Do they go in on him now? There's still Song. Neither team really wanting to commit to this fight. And Prophet will sound the retreat. ROTK is going to TP out top.
I'm sure that...
or sorry, Shao.
Yeah, I'm
so
sure
used to that
back.
RTK Prophet.
They're just waiting for the Dragonite ult, basically. He popped it early, caught nothing with it. I'm sure they just hang around for a little bit. When DK ult goes down, try again.
I think it's also crazy not to wait for your Enigma BKB there. And that was probably the other thing for newbies. Like, we're so close. There's only the Earth Splitter and the net to cancel with BKB. Without it, there's the Glimpse, which is very reliable long range, and as well as Static Storm and Dragonite Stun. So
yeah, and Dragonite's not gonna have ult. This is gonna... Dragonite's not a very good hero without his ultimate, to be honest with you. And they're not going to have it for this fight, which is a little worrisome for them, because I felt like they need everything they had to defend this high ground, but we'll see what they can do without it.
Top lane's pushing in. Roche has respawned, though I'm not sure if Newbee realizes. I believe it was one of the fastest.
Yeah, that sounds like a fast one to me.
Maybe 9 minutes or so. Super blinks in, he gets instantly Dragon Tail, but I don't think they'll focus him down in time. Maybe with the Static Storm. Nice defensive disruption as Sangsheng falls immediately to the Naga. Then a Black Hole. It's not bad, but the Earth Splitter's going to cancel it. Vici Gaming still holding high ground here for the time being, but the Gyro with the MKB is just shattering everyone, driving them back. It's a triple kill. Xiao Weight's going to clean up everyone on the retreat. They've gotten 4. They forced out the Naga buyback, but now there's no Song available, and Sylar's trying to fight it out all by his lonesome. He gets caught in the Sprout. Banana heads to the left. I don't know where he's going here. Is there a net available? There is, and, well, Banana will fall, but they get 4. They force out a Naga buyback, and they take the tier 3. So they lose 3 as well, but I think still not a bad trade for Newbee.
It's still a win for Newbee, but Vici Gaming played that so well. Panda blinked in, instantly got Dragon Tailed on top of the Static Storm, and Panda didn't get his ult off. If Panda got his ult off, that would have been Rax's most likely game there. So a couple of good plays coming on Vici Gaming, just extending their life here.
I'm surprised the Panda isn't going for BKB, honestly. You're against Disruptor, and we saw even with the Disruption, he still dies.
Yeah, we see all the time. It was
Air
goes BKB every time he's against Disruptor, every single time, and that guy has a lot of experience on Panda. So I definitely think BKB is probably a better choice than Ags in this game in particular, just because of the lockdown you have on Vici Gaming.
Or I feel like especially compared to the Vlads, where you're going to get hit by Ancient Apparition. A lot of these heroes aren't really known for their right-clicking in team fights anyway. But, well,
I mean, yeah, there's definitely a debate between Scepter and BKB, but I think Vlads and BKB is, like, no question at this point in the game.
Okay. Well, Newbee are going to go for Roche, and they did force the Naga buyback. I think that's the biggest thing. Like, if you give up 3 kills and Naga doesn't die, then she can really accelerate her farm. But instead, it's Hao who's really chunking the enemy's HP down. It was the flat cannon that, say, did like 80% of the damage in that fight.
Right.
So it's
Hao
scary.
Is getting close. Before this next push, I assume he's going to have the Satanic as well. On top of it, Aegis.
Well, he will get stunned for now, but nobody to come and pick this one up. So just annoyance from ROTK, but that's where it ends. So if you're Vici, can you take this next fight, or do you have to just rat it out and avoid it at all costs?
I don't think they I mean, you rat for as long as you possibly can, but I don't think they're going to be in a position where they're going to make it so Newbee can't push. Newbee does have that Nature's Prophet, and Gyro's just so farmed. He can go to any lane right now and push it out almost instantly. Even though these Naga can just die instantly. Like, they don't even have a chance, to be honest. Well, he didn't
not if they run for the enemy base sphere. You didn't see that one coming, did you?
Well, in my defense, he casted Q instead of just right-clicking. But
yeah, if he got off an extra auto attack or two, they would have died.
But anyways, looks like they're shooting up an A ult top, but no, they don't have any global presence besides that. So if they had a Nature's Prophet, maybe they could kill the Gyro Aegis if he hangs around. But they're gonna group up and they have to fight. But if they can get what they did last time, but still have that Dragonite ult, they didn't have Dragonite that fight. Like, his ult was not up. So if they do have that, maybe they can defend this, but this is going to be very difficult. I think Newbee might be able to get an easy Rax here.
Well, Hao does not want to wait. He's actually ferrying himself out some salves just to push as quickly as possible. We'll see him drop the Midas in the river, start salving up, and, well, this reminds me of that game. I forget who it was. Was it MTW had to win, like, with a timer or something? Less than 20 minutes, and they... Yeah, I think it was MTW, back when Cinderin played for them.
Which tournament?
A long time. I think it was the defense or something, and there was, like, time ratings at play.
I don't remember that one. I remember the one at DreamHack with Alliance and Fnatic.
Okay, there was that as well. Yeah, hey, you know, there's no time limit here for Newbee. Maybe they use time rating as a tiebreaker, but they just want to fight now, and they're going to do it. Not waiting for the Satanic, though. He's pretty close.
Basically has it after he farms his creep wave. Great stomp.
Great stomp indeed, and now out comes the missile. They're going to pop the Panda ult. I just use it to try and focus down Rax here, but Song is deployed, and with Hao not popping BKB, well, the Song is going to slow this push down quite a bit. The Panda aspects will end soon. They'll get off maybe one more boulder toss, but they keep on focusing it down. They've gotten the range Rex. They're looking for the melee casual zoning. Gyro ult deployed, and hey, a Panda ult for Rex is pretty damn good if that's the trade, and indeed it is. No counter initiation in sight, no glimpse available either, and Newbee just come in and they take and they give nothing.
They're playing that much more patiently. Last time you saw they overextend, dive for kills with that Panda ult, but that's all you have to do. Pop your Panda ult, make space, and kill the Rax. Beautifully executed by Newbee right there.
And now they have a Scythe on the Nature's Prophet, so Naga's going to be a bit more nervous about the split push. If there's someone else there to follow up on the Hex, they could find kills. And the rest of Vici probably don't want to leave the base, so... Well, is Naga level 16 yet, either?
No, yeah, she's 17.
Okay, so she does have the level 3 ult now, which will help a bit, but...
The problem is, at this point, is like I was saying throughout the draft, is like, she's forced to defend, and since Gyro is so farmed, her illusions actually do nothing at this stage. Naga is really good against Gyro if she's the one putting on the pressure, but when it's the other way around, Gyro's an acceptable carry against Naga.
Yeah, and you go back to the way this game started, and the Gyro pick wouldn't have made sense if they were losing lanes, but they were destroying the lanes. So.
Yeah.
Well, they were very clever with how they set everything up. So now, Vici firmly on the back foot. They do have a great high ground defense lineup, but we saw how Newbee just like pushed them aside like a muling kitten in the last fight, and they'll look to do it again. Gyro on the front lines here, Satanic now online, and the siege commences. They don't want to blow this BKB, so he'll get zoned out by a homie missile. The stomp comes through and slows down the push, but only for now. Gyro gonna deal with those illusions with ease. How? Still has the Aegis, still has the Satanic. We'll see if he wants to back off and heal. In fact, they're going to Psalm right now, but what are they setting up for? That's the question. There you go. Static Storm, Kinetic Field deployed. Banana has a BKB. He's not popped it yet. He's just going to go down. It looks like gets defensively disrupted. They try to keep him alive. He will fall in the end. Banana just not doing anything in that fight. Is there a Disruptor Eggs? I don't think so.
There's no way he farmed it. Oh, he does have Eggs.
Okay,
wow,
he does have
wow.
Eggs. I was going to say, man, what's going on here?
How did he farm that?
That's impressive. All right, well, no flame on Banana then. He just, nothing he could do there. Great Static Storm, but it doesn't matter. They're still going to lose Rex here. Super will get purged, and the chase is on. They'll bring down the Dragon Knight. The Stomp is here, but they've still lost 2 lanes of Rex. And despite that magical Disruptor Eggs out of nowhere, it's still not enough to protect the Rex, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like they prioritize hitting that Ags on top of the Disruptor instead of the AA, and AA is extremely broke because of it.
Stomp will come out, it connects on Hao, but they can't go on this Gyrocopter, or can they? They're going to try, but he's got Satanic available. He pops it rather early, and Vici will cue the retreat at this point. HF Rational comes through, they can disrupt him, try and dodge that cold feed, and, well, he's still held in position here, and he will end up going down to the Naga Siren. They then get a Stomp on 2. And Newbee not fighting his 5, which has been where they've won all these engagements. Might get caught out again. Songs come back offline. Or online, and it is available. They'll pop it now. They'll try to follow this up with RTK. Is he looking for the Earth Splitter? He doesn't have it. Just spirits and then tries to right-click. Xiao8 heading up to the high ground here. He's trying to kite Sylar, but he'll melt to the illusions. RTK clubs him in the face. Newbee, you've taken 2 lanes of Rex. Just be content. Back off. They'll finally go for it, but they might be able to glimpse Moo here. And they'll force that in. The black hole completely airborne. PGG indeed. It's okay. He'll right-click down RTK. He'll get something.
I don't even know what's going on anymore.
They could have backed off like 2 minutes ago. And they just keep on fighting.
This game was like over, and then just people just keep running and then dying, and I don't even know. I think Newbee's still going to win this game, but a couple more mistakes like that, they could lose this game.
How much did Naga get out of that fight is my main question, because she was like a solid 6-7k goal behind Jarrett, suddenly 4k down. Sylar, he's caught up decently, but they have lost 2 lanes of Rex.
You need to add a modifier to the cooldown to use and put an X2 next to that Naga sleeve. That was used twice in that fight.
Yeah. K-pop, get on that, buddy. He says all right. Didn't sound too enthusiastic. What's that? Yeah.
Oh, refresher orbs? Yeah, that's
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, the refresher orb could be used there. But anyways, my point is that was a very long fight. Very, very long
They
fight.
could have disengaged so much earlier. They did not. They stuck around long enough for Naga to song twice.
What that felt like to me was like, yay, we got a Rax, we won, let's run
around and let's stick around. And then they're like, oh wait, we haven't 100% won yet.
Yeah, and they ended up losing that team fight and giving a lot to Naga. Naga, still, her illusions die really fast. Like, she does have the Manta going for that Diffusal Blade, getting kind of close. Dragonite...
How do you feel about Diffusal this game over, say, like a Butterfly to help deal with Flat Cannon?
I don't think Diffusal's going to do anything. I think she needs either Heart or Butterfly, as you mentioned. One of those 2 items would have been a lot better. Because, like, her illusions just die instantly. Like, Flat Cannon, if you deploy it, illusions die 3-4 hits.
Oh wait, Gyro actually is MKB, so never mind Butterfly.
Yeah, I think Heart was the right item for her this game.
Okay.
But she's going to need all of the above at some point, as most Nagas do, especially when you're this far behind. But they're going for the Hail Mary Smoke.
Well, now that they have the Ags Disruptor ult, the Song Initiation is actually very scary.
And they can do it now, and they're going to get the Gyro and the Panda.
Oh, Hal, he's not going to be able to use Satanic here. He won't be able to use much at all. They drop the Ice Vortex. They're going to follow up with the Static Storm. They're completely trapped within. Now the Ancient Emperor still comes through, and Hal just explodes to the damage. They can't do anything. Banana's forced to run away. He tries to TP out, but I think he'll get caught here. No TP. Nothing for Banana to do but die. And, oh, Vici. Don't call it a comeback just yet, Fear, but Newbee's antics may have cost them an easy win.
Yeah, this Ags, it was so smart to let this Disruptor farm this Ags. It is so good with Naga Siren. Like, you can kill anyone with that. Like, normally the counters like just buy a BKB and instantly you're out. But once you get that Ags on Disruptor, there's nothing you can do. Absolutely nothing you can do against that. They need Shadow Demon, I guess, to be in position to get a defensive disruption. And that's the only tool they have to deal with it.
Or Enigma can BKB Blink in Black Hole if he gets it off first.
Right.
I thought he might do it that fight, but I think his Blink got canceled by the Radiance Burn.
Yeah, that could work as well. But either way, they can lock down a couple of heroes, and they have to be very careful on how they spread out. And they can't have Gyro and Panda get caught. I feel those are the 2 heroes that can't get caught in it together. One of them will get caught, but just spread out enough so those 2 don't get caught, and one of them can get their spells off.
And it's not like they barely caught. They were like hugging each other.
Right.
So sleep. It was they were very close. They'll now pick up a Shadow Blade on Dragonite, so it's quite a late Shadow Blade, but it sets up for the Ancient Apparition ganks. It's a great initiating stun, and it makes Newbee, it puts them in a position where if they don't already have a gem, they may be forced to pick one up. Roche is about to respawn. I believe this should be Aegis and Cheese, and, well, can they break that third lane of Rex now?
It's going to be a lot harder. Like, whatever those shenanigans were in mid lane definitely is going to prolong this game or even give them an opportunity to lose this game. And Roche is going to be their next objective, like you said. Going back to the Shadow Blade is, I don't like it still. Like, Newbee's going to 5-man the rest of this game. And it's going to be really strange if they don't have detection or if they're spread out and get picked off. Considering Vici Gaming doesn't really have the best ganking heroes, and DK at this point is not going to solo kill anyone.
And even if you want to gank, you've down 2 lanes of Rex.
Right,
so
exactly.
You can't find that many pickoffs.
I think you need to go for more of like an Assault Kuros and just start getting more auras for this Naga and team fight.
Well, Super has shown his halberd, or his Shadow Blade in lane. That will prompt a gem pickup here from the Shadow Demon. Sangsheng will snag that. It'll be coming on the courier. Might have been given to the Panda. Not 100% sure, but yeah, indeed it was. And now up to 3k gold, so Newbee do have some more items coming soon if they want them fear. They can get, like, I don't know, an Assault Caress on the Panda potentially to help deal with the Elder Titan aura. You've got a new damage item for Prophet, and I guess the biggest question is, what does the Gyro go for now? Do we see a Rapier? Do we see a Daedalus?
Probably Butterfly.
Butterfly? And
Naga took my advice, stole that Blade of Alacrity, and went for a Heart.
Okay. I think Heart's a much better choice this game. What does Diffusal really give you? There's nothing great to purge off.
Yeah, there's nothing to purge off. And, like, the mana burn isn't going to be that useful here, considering your illusions die really quickly. So I think this was the right call. And yeah, Gyro was most likely going for that Butterfly, picking up that Talisman Evasion. That actually confirms it. So he is going for that Butterfly next, and he's not too far off, but he's got a way to go. But if they do take another fight and get Roche on top of it, he'll have it in no time.
Wow. Newbee still have to be very Oh, we'll see an initiation mid, perhaps. Moves walking in. He's got a gem. And Vici didn't have one there, but they're not going to commit to that. They get scouted out by the Spirit. Roche has respawned, and it's very dangerous for Newbee to go into the pit as 5. If they go in as 5, then watch out for the song Static Storm. I don't know if we'll see that, though.
Gyro should just, like, try soloing it for the most part. He can easily solo Roche at this point, so he should probably just get in there and bang it down a little bit. But Titan's going to keep sending a Spirit in there, and so it's not easy to get Roche at all for Newbee. They need to wait till their lanes push out.
Well, imagine if Newbee had just backed off after that previous fight. This position would be so much easier for them, but now they're... I still would say Newbee have a slight advantage, but they're 2 lanes of Rex up, and it feels like it's almost an even game.
Yeah, they do have the Naga, which can just push these lanes out at all times.
And Xiaohui's not having fun dealing with those Naga illusions.
Prophet does not do much. Maybe if he gets a Mjolnir or something, that could help out a lot. Actually, Mjolnir would be really good this game. I'd like to see that picked up on Nature's Prophet.
Nice to throw on the Gyro.
Oh, and he is going for it.
Are you have a little communication here with Newbee Fear? Do we need to pat you down for an extra phone or something? Like, what's going on here, buddy?
That's why I'm here, man. I know these things.
Going for those new socketed Immortals on Dota2 Lounge, which they've added some additional betting options for those who didn't know. Just in time for the International 4.
Just in time. It looks like they're going to 5-man smoke and wrap around the classic complexity smoke gank.
Well, Hao's leading the way for the time being. The Panda off to the side. He'll scout things out. Now he takes the lead, and Prophet will pump fake into the pit. Doesn't actually commit to it. Newbee will not find any openings, though. They'll summon some chance in the pit and start working on the Roche. And they're about to jump in. They could catch RTK momentarily. Now there's the Ice Vortex in the smoke. I believe Panda's got revealed, I believe. And well, the engagement's over for now, though. It looks like Vici want to get aggressive. They'll drop a Spirit, looking for the stomp. Not going to find it just yet. And still no initiation, but Newbee are getting a bit scattered here. They've got a song to start this off. They're just out of range of Hao. They need a Force Staff on Tyler. No, they get in range. Now the Force Staff catches out too. Can they kill off this Gyro in time is the main question. Sangsheng's in position. He gets off BKB. Mu gets off his own. But can they counter chase, or are they just going to blow their BKBs for nothing? They have found FY. Disruptor likely to fall here. He gets off the kinetic field and the static storm. The black hole, I believe, only catches Illusion. No, it catches Super as well. They'll bring down the Dragonite here. Elder Titan dropping pretty low. Sylar casually swipes him. Now gets Malphus. Tanks a Boulder Toss. 30 seconds to go until song number 2, and everybody starts to drop. Where's that Gyrocopter? They need him now. Boulder Toss. Do they get off another? The clap is there. Sylar slowed down. One more right click would do him in, and they're looking for it here. It's the Enigma who secures the kill. They'll find 3. They found 4 with the Naga buying back, and it's about to be 5 down for the count. RTK, he'll fall, and with that, that's Aegis, that's Cheese, or it might just be straight Rax.
Yeah, I think they should probably just went straight for the Rax there instead of going for Roche right now. Maybe they don't know the buyback situation, but I believe Naga did rebuy there. And Nature's Prophet bought back, and one other Shadow Demon bought back as well. So that was a lot of buybacks for everyone, but I think in Newbee, once you have those rebuys and there's 4 down, you can go straight for it.
Key thing there felt like what you were saying earlier, which is as long as they don't get 2 heroes caught in the Disruptor Static Storm kinetic field, it's not that scary. And it was just Gyro there. Just Shadow Demon was on the low ground. Enigma already got it, and he got his BKB off anyway. So better positioning from Newbee. Maybe not intentional as they were just running, but it works out a lot better for them in the fight.
Yeah, it wasn't intentional, but like they got the song off, but Nog is really fast. Disruptor is not, so he wasn't able to get there. Yeah, he wasn't able to get in range to do his spell, so it seemed like a good pick, but they just couldn't follow up on it. But it looks like it's just going to reset now. Naga does have no rebuy, so if they kill her again, she is down for the count. And that's the only hero they really need the most at this point. And they do have the Aegis up on house, so they're going to be going for it.
Well, 4 heroes grouped up top. Prophet tucked away bottom, just pushing out the wave a bit slowly. And not committing yet to the push. Aegis and Cheese are now online, and they'll just casually Satanic to heal back up on Hal, but that does mean it'll be down for the potential next engagement. No rush here for Newbee. After the way the last fight went, I doubt they're going to overcommit to this. They'll actually disrupt the gyrocopter, and though his illusions aren't the strongest, they are still illusions to siege this tower. Hal in the front lines, and actually gets Dragon Tail. He's going to drop very quickly here, it looks like. Has not popped the BKB, doesn't have Satanic just yet, I believe, and, well, he'll get cold feeded. Satanic still cooling down. The Itch Apparition will fall to the Panda ultimate, and now he starts diving. He Cyclones up the Disruptor. Gyro just focusing on the tier 3. They're just trying to go for the Mega Creeps here, but the song will allow them to turn this around potentially.
Disruptor got Cyclone. They can't combo.
They do get off the Earth Splitter, but there's no Static Storm to follow this up. Now Sylar taking some decent damage, but mostly just forced back, and now Newbee, they've taken a tier 3. Do they settle for that? They get 2 hero Earth Splitter once again. BKB from the Panda, he's just going to go in and try to bully some of these heroes away. Stay away from my Songshun, he says. Moo just clubbing. His sword's gotten supersized all of a sudden. Sylar now forced to retreat as well. Moo's, well, the BKB will end, and can they bring down Sylar? Now is the question. He's going to make his way out, manages to dodge away from that Enigma, and Moo just starts trying to right-click him, take him 1v1. He can't quite do it. The Static Storm brings how low? They will kill him off in the end. The Gyro's falling. It comes at the cost of a double buyback and the tier 3 tower. Moo still chasing. Xiao 8 still diving. They want Sylar. They will find him. And he already used his buyback. There's no buyback on this Naga. She's dead for 110 seconds. And that sounds a triple buyback from Newbee. Time to 5-man it down mid, boys. And now they'll go for the GG.
That was, first of all, that was a really good play by Panda. The song was popped, and then he Cyclone Disruptor, so there was no combo. Beautiful play by them, but Newbee, what are you doing, guys? Just hit the buildings. If they would just hit the buildings, that would have been Mega Creeps, but they just kept hitting heroes over and over, and the rebuys kept on coming. But we have 80 seconds for no Naga, no Nature's Prophet as well, but that's definitely is an advantage towards Newbee.
Newbee now will group up top. There's no Naga for 75 seconds. Panda ult cooling down. Black Hole is online. Gyro has all his cooldowns at the ready, and they can really just force the issue, I feel, here. As long as they've got some creeps in the base. And there are some coming through mid, there's some coming through bottom, and that's exposed racks you're looking at. I believe Glyph also used in the previous fight. They'll go in now with the clap, but, well, they get off the stun just in the nick of time. Move. Now the Panda ult's ready. He'll pop it immediately, and the BKB was used simultaneously to this, and RTK will get focused. Double magic immunity here as RTK likely to fall. Another boulder toss, and that will be the death of the Elder Titan, I believe. One more right click, he will go down. Meanwhile, Hal and Banana working on the Dragon Knight. The Rex have fallen. Super on an island. Where's my Sylar, he says. Back at the well, still 30 seconds dead, and despite a rather sloppy second push, Newbee, with that huge early game advantage, will take the win here. They start off the group stage of the Mars TV Dota 2 League 1-0.
Yeah, I mean, Newbee really well played. It seems they got a little too overconfident a few times. I almost count 3 times there. They got really overconfident when they felt they won, and then Vici Gaming just kind of punished them for it. But overall, Newbee showing that they looked really strong this game, to be honest with you. Other than like the kind of like going to the base and overextending a few times.
Yeah, strategically, it just felt like a great performance from them.
Yeah.
As we see the second K-pop switches to the camera shots, it starts buffering. Welcome to Chinese streams. But strategically, it was very strong. The Nature's Prophet shut down the supports. The Panda is going to at least hold his own, normally beat Dragon Knight mid. They were running greedy supports, Ancient Apparition Disruptor, so you can get away with a greedier jungler like an Enigma. And then they ran Gyro, who's on paper, you mentioned, not that great against Naga defensively, but with the way the rest of the lanes developed, was going to be ahead. Yeah. And a little sloppy on the second push, but they did get racks before giving up those kills, so eyes on the prize in the end for Newbee.
Yeah, they just had, as you were mentioning, really strong laning, very smart laning from them, and that's pretty much where they won this game, in my opinion. Just, they won every single lane. Every single lane, even the jungle. Like, so they won 4 lanes this game, and it's kind of hard to lose. But
Banana really crushed the jungle, man. Those creeps never stood a chance.
Yeah, so they just had really strong lanes, and they just snowballed from there.
Well, going into our next match, what do we have coming up next? Down here on the main stream, we've got DK versus Newbee, so
that'll be a good one.
Pretty exciting match. I'm not sure if it's ended yet, guys, but over on Beyond the Summit 2, twitch.tv/Beyond the Summit 2, we just had IG versus LGD covered by Sayori, as well as Mott. And coming up there, it will be IG versus CIS. There are a total of 15 games for the group stage. Every team of the 6 plays each other once. Then we go to playoffs, and we'll be covering 12 of those 15. There are 3 that overlap with the International 4-Europe qualifiers, so we won't bring them all, but we'll bring you most of them. So with that being said, our next match awaits. It's DK versus Newbee. You're watching the Mars TV Dota 2 League presented by Beyond the Summit by the TF4 NA Hub. And, of course, he's Fear. I'm LD. We'll be back.